Prabhuji is going to speak on the glories of the Jagannath Yatra, and then we'll have the Abhishekam of the Lordships and the Aarti, and followed by Prashadam. So let us eagerly hear about Jagannath's glory. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So let us focus and eagerly hear about Lord Jagannath.
उसका एक वायर था कौन सा वायर
Eagerly about Lord Jagannath, then we'll get the real darshan of Jagannath through hearing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll sing Jagannath Ashtakam 1 para and see the meaning also of para and understand the mood of Jagannath Ashtaka and Jagannath Yatra. Kadachit kalindi tata vipin sangeeta kravo Mudabiri nari vadana kamala samadhupa Okay. This Vaishnav songbook, we can take out the meaning of this, or in mobile also anything. Okay. Kadachit kalindi tata vipin sangeeta kravo Kadachit kalindi tata vipin sangeeta kravo Mudabiri nari vadana kamala samadhupa Mudabiri nari vadana kamala samadhupa Rama Shambhu Brahma Amarapati Ganesha Chitado Rama Shambhu Brahma Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. So this is Jagannath Ashtakam song written by Shankaracharya. But from where it starts? Krishna's Vrindavan pastime. Kadachit Kalindi. Kalindi is Yamuna, Tata Vipin Sangeeta Kravo, and it is mentioning Krishna's pastime with the gopis. The starting of Jagannath Ashtakam. And then Rama Shambhu Brahma. Rama is Lakshmi, Shambhu is Shiva, Brahma is Lord Brahma, Amara. Amarapati, Amara is the Devatas. So who is this Jagannath Swami? The master of Shiva, master of Lord Brahma, master of Lakshmi, Ganesha, and Lord Ganesha Archit Pato. Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatu Me. So Nayan Pat Gami. Let Lord Jagannath becomes the object of my vision. Which Jagannath? Who is Krishna? Who is doing the pastimes in Vrindavan and who is the Lord of all, becomes the object of my vision. Bhuje sabe venum sirasi sikhi pucham katitate. Bhuje sabe venum sirasi sikhi pucham katitate. दुकुलं नेत्रान्ते सहचरा कटाक्षं विद्धते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे तो भुजे सव्ये वेणु. In his left hand, Lord Jagannath holds a flute. So again, Krishna's pastime, where Jagannath holds a flute. On his head, he wears peacock feather. Shiki pucham kati, that is a peacock feather. Dukulam netrante. And on his ears, he wears fine yellow silken cloth. And one beauty of Krishna is, Krishna sees from side. Krishna's glance is not straight. Hare Krishna, शांत रहेंगे थोड़ा. So dukulam netrante. So dukulam netrante sahacharam. So generally you see people from front, right? But Krishna sees from side. And his side glance has a lot of meaning to his devotees. Dukulam netrante sahachari krishnate. And where he stays? Sada Shrimad Vrindavana Vasati Leela Parichayo. He is always doing his Leela in Shrimad Vrindavan. Krishna actually never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna, Jagannath Swami Nayan Padgami, led Lord Jagannath becomes the object of my vision. Mahambode tire kanaka ruchire nil shikhare. Mahambode tire kanaka ruchire nil shikhare. Vasanta sadanta sahaja bala bhadre nabadina. Vasanta sadanta sahaja bala bhadre nabadina. Subhadra madhyastha sakala suru seva vasargo. Subhadra madhyastha yana bhagavani bhavatu me. So it is said, whenever you offer prayers, you should know the meaning of those prayers. Then it has much more meaning. When you offer prayers without meaning, it's good, but our consciousness will not have that impact. When you offer prayers with knowing the meaning of those prayers, it will have a lot of impact. So this says Mahambode Tire. Ambude is ocean. Tire, at the bank of the ocean. Kanaka Ruchire, golden peak, Neela Shikhare of Nirachal. Vasan Prasandanta. Vasan means stays. Sahaja, Aja. Saha, Aja. Aja is a brother. Balbhadrena. With Lord Balaram, he stays in Neela Shikhara, Nilachal. And Subhadra Madhyastha. And Subhadra Ma is in between Sakala Sur Seva Vasargo. Even demigods come and do Seva to Lord Jagannath every day. So even the devatas are looking for an opportunity to serve the Lord Jagannath. Krita Tara Vara Sajana Jalada Shri Nirjilo. Ramavani Rama Sura Ramala Pankir Sukha. Ramavani Rama Sura Ramala Jagannath is ocean of mercy. And he is as beautiful as a row of blackish rain clouds. Sajada jalada sheni ruchiro. Rama Vani Ramaha. He is a storehouse. Rama Vani Rama. Rama means the bliss. He is a storehouse for the bliss to Lakshmi, to Rama, and Saraswati, Vani, to Saraswati. And his face is Amala, his Mukha. You see Jagannath's Mukha, how it is? Amala, Pankhe Ruha, like a full-blown lotus. The way full-blown lotus looks beautiful, Jagannath's face looks much more beautiful than that. Because there is nothing to compare, that's why full-blown lotus is mentioned. One devotee says, when he has heard all the glories of Lord, and finally he sees the Lord in the spiritual world. And he says, whatever I compared with you, I realize you are something beyond all that. But we have nothing to compare with, that's why this is being mentioned. That how Jagannath's mode. Surendra Aradhya, you have to be worshipped by the Devatas. Shruti Gan Shiki Charito, Jagannath Swami Nayan Padgami. And the same Lord Jagannath goes on the Ratha. And all the Brahmanas are doing his puja. Daya Sindhu Bandhu. Oh Lord Jagannath, you are the Bandhu of Daya. Please show mercy. Sindhu Sutaya, you are the ocean of mercy. Show mercy to me. And you are Param Brahma. And you stay in Niladri. I just want to take shelter of your lotus feet. And you are happy with your Srimati Radharani. Let that Jagannath be the object of my vision. And I don't want anything. I don't want kingdom. I don't want high-paying job. I don't want money, the gold. And I don't want women also to enjoy. And neither I want a lot of followers. Only I want to sing your glories, my Lord Jagannath. And you take away all the miseries of samsara. You are the master of the asuras. You take away all of the sinful reactions. And you are the master of the yadus. Please show mercy of your lotus feet to this Dina. And one who reads this Jagannath Ashtakam, what happens? Vishnu Lokam Sa Gacchati. So when we sing Jagannath Ashtakam for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath, we should sing with proper meaning. That's why we read this. And it's a typical Sanskrit. So it's difficult to grasp the meaning also. So let's start our class. Om Gyanti Maranjase Gyanam Jana Sharakaya Chakshurmanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Vadati Seva Vadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shritapadakamam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sahajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Savadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamcha Namo Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashade Chatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishtanya Namne Gauravate Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Harikere Vancha Kalpa Tarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vedasya Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा. So we are here today the beautiful function of Snana Yatra. So before understanding what is this Snana Yatra, first we should understand the mood in which the Gaudiyas worship Lord Jagannath. See, whole world worships Lord Jagannath because he is the Lord Jagannath. See, even when you go to Jagannath Puri, even Shakta worshippers come and worship Jagannath. Even Ganesha worshippers come and worship Jagannath, and that's why we see the Ganpati there. So Lord Jagannath has confused everybody to make him worship everyone. But how the Gaudiya Vaishnavas worship Lord Jagannath, we should know that, then only we can properly worship Lord Jagannath. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his 48 years of manifested Leela, 24 years is spent in Navdeep Mayapur, 6 years in travelling, 6 years spent in travelling and preaching, and last 18 years is spent in Jagannath Puri. And what was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's vow to worship Sri Jagannath is mood of Srimati Radharani. And even you see Shankaracharya, those reading Jagannath Ashtakam, he is not highlighting much Aishwarya of Lord Jagannath. He is more highlighting the rasa of Lord Krishna as Jagannath. He is stating who is Jagannath. So the story of Jagannath starts. See, the Jagannath is an ecstatic form is Krishna. Like Narsinga, so when Krishna becomes ecstatic, he becomes Jagannath. And that is why Jagannath is very, very merciful. Even in the two-handed form of the Lord, the Jagannath form is the most merciful form of the Lord. And when we understand the pastime with it, we can more connect to the Lord Jagannath, who is not different from Krishna. If you go to Srirangam, there is a temple of Lord Jagannath. And Krishna's willing the temple is in process to come to ISKCON. So there are the deities carved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and kept the deities of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And if you see those deities, they are painted blue. Generally see Jagannath black, but it's blue, the actual color of Lord Krishna. There. And very, very beautiful deities they are. So, the Jagannath is ecstatic Krishna. So what had happened when Krishna was in Mathura? And so Krishna had told him, Vrindavan, I'm just going for a day and I will come back. When Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, it was a thought, okay, Krishna will go and come after a day. But days passed by, Krishna couldn't come. So then Krishna sent Uddhava. He kept the hand over Uddhava's hand. My dear friend, my mother, father may be crying for me. My Gopal friends will be crying for me. Another devotees in Vrindavan will be crying for me. You please go and give the message to them that I will come in some time. So that they don't feel hopeless, they keep getting hope. So Uddhava goes to Vrindavan, and when Uddhava goes to Vrindavan, he sees Vrindavan is a very happy place. In Vrindavan, the cows, the goat, he goes in the evening time, where the cows is taking the dust from their hooves, which is called. And then he goes and meets Nanda Baba and Yashoda. And Nanda Baba keep asking Uddhava, does Krishna remember us? Does Krishna? And Nanda Baba was thinking, now Vasudeva will be happy, he got his son back. Vasudeva will be happy that he got his son back. And keep asking one question, Does Krishna remember us? Does Krishna remember us? And then Uddhava started to floss, give a little jnana to Nanda Baba. That don't think Krishna is your son, he's a Paramatma in everybody's heart. Don't expect him to just be your son. And you should see your son Krishna in the heart of everyone. Thinking to give some detachment to Nanda Baba, don't cry for your son, be detached. See the Paramatma in the heart of all living entities. But nothing had worked out. Whole night passed out, but nothing had worked out to Uddhava. And then Uddhava Uddhava saw Yashoda. Whole night Yashoda was crying, thinking of Krishna. Nothing about jnana entered the head of Yashoda. Where my Krishna will come? Where my Krishna will come? So this is different in Nandan, Yashoda and Vasudeva and Devaki. In the Kurukshetra, when the sages had come and Krishna was also there, sages started to tell the glories of Krishna. Vasudeva got so affected. He said, Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord. You are the Father of all Father. Please be merciful upon us. Krishna said, अरे ये क्या हो गया? सारा रंग में बंद कर दिया. But Nandan Devaki, Nandan Yashoda, there is no effect upon telling that Krishna is the Supreme Lord or whatever. They are thinking, does Krishna remember us? Whole night passed. And next day morning happened. And next day morning, Uddhava gave the same message to the gopis in Vrindavan, who were also feeling that Krishna has not come. So Uddhava started telling the same thing to them. Arey, don't think Krishna to be, somebody there. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Paramatma in the heart of all living beings. It is in every matter. Everything is his energy. You see Krishna in everything. And somehow he found gopis had no effect of that knowledge. In fact, what? Krishna had a secret purpose, sending Uddhava to Vrindavan. So in one sense he said that give their message, but Krishna wanted to teach Uddhava. So Uddhava is a disciple of Brahaspati. Is a great scholar, disciple of Brahaspati and greatest devotee of Krishna in Krishna Lila. But Krishna wanted to teach Uddhava a kind of bhakti which he has never known. And that's why Krishna mercifully sent Uddhava to Vrindavan. And then Krishna, when Uddhava sees in Vrindavan that how the gopis love, he felt, I have no love for Krishna. I have no love for Krishna. I am trying to give them so much of Sanjay, nothing is entering their head because of love of Krishna. See, when somebody is materially attached, no matter how much philosophy you speak, nothing enters their head. You give all device session, you tell them, you are not this body, you are कौन सा soul, left soul or right soul? All person will think, okay, I am this body, my body has some soul. But primarily I have to take care of the body. And even as devotees, after hearing this philosophy so many times, still think of the body only. So people are naturally attached, to talk them, you are not a body, a spirit soul, is very, very difficult. But people who are attached to Krishna, like the Vrajavasis, for them to understand about Atma Paramatma, they have crossed that favor and reached the ultimate realization of Bhagavan. So Uddhava felt this love, I can never have such a love what those gopis have. Their love is something even sages don't have such a love. Even sannyasis don't have such love what these gopis have for Krishna. And Uddhava, who is a disciple of Brahaspati, Yadus considered greatly of Uddhava. In fact, Uddhava appeared like Krishna. He was so absorbed in Krishna and a cousin of Krishna, he appeared like Krishna. Such Uddhava felt, let me take the dust of the gopis. Let me take the dust of gopis. Like for example, some sannyasi come and you want to take some dust of a Mataji. Will it be possible? Nobody will give dust to a sannyasi. So that was the condition of Uddhava. And then Uddhava thought, they will not give me dust like this. So he thought, let me become a Gul Lata so that I keep getting the dust and get such a love for Krishna. Now why I narrated this pastime? to show the exalted love of Vrajavasis for Krishna. Because unless we understand how Vrajavasis love Krishna, we actually cannot understand Jagannath. Only when we understand the exalted love of Vrajavasis for Krishna, then only we will be able to understand who is Jagannath. Yeah. So when Uddhava then returned back after some time, and Krishna never went to Vraja. However, Krishna went in Spurti. Spurti means they felt Krishna has come. They experienced Krishna. Whenever they remember Krishna, Krishna was with them in the stage of Bhava. And Krishna went few more times to Vrindavan, but they always keep feeling separation. Now, just as Vrajavasis felt absence of Krishna, separation from Krishna, so Krishna was living with his 16,108 queens. Krishna also felt separation from Vrajavasis. Now, very amazingly, the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, see, we are discussing something Leela from the 10th canto. But first canto in the 11th chapter mentions Krishna's relationship with his queens. And there is mentioned Uddhama Bhava Pishna Mala Valguhasa. That queens of Krishna were so beautiful that they can charm even Cupid also. Like Satyabhama and queens, they were so beautiful that even Cupid got frustrated. They were so beautiful, but they could never attract Krishna. And Prabhupada writes that Krishna's relationship with his wives was completely divine and transcendental. It was not like an ordinary husband and wife. Actually, Krishna didn't want to marry so many girls. Just 16,100 girls were captured by Bhamasur. When Krishna killed Bhamasur, that time they said, Lord, nobody would accept us, you are our only husband. And then Krishna accepted them. And Krishna could have made 161 dormitories for 16,000 girls, right? And all these queens, 100 queens in one dormitory, like 161 dormitories, हो गया, right? Practical or not, even for a thing. But Krishna made 16,108 palaces. He expanded himself into 16,108 forms. Still he was never attached to them. Though he behaved like an attached husband, everybody felt that Krishna is with us, not with other 107 wives. So they felt Krishna loved us so much, but Krishna was not attached to any one of them. And even Narad Muni came to see the household life of Krishna. So how much pure household life of Krishna will be that Narad Muni is coming to see that what Krishna is doing in his household life. So that means if Krishna didn't have any mutual relationship with his wife, then what to say of the gopis? So whatever Krishna's wish, and when we understand that Krishna's all pastimes are transcendental, Janam Karma Jame Divyam Evam Yaveti Tattvataha Tattvadeham Punajanma Naveti Samiti. So when we understand that Krishna's relationship with his wives, queens, with gopis is transcendental, we also become transcendental. And if we think that Krishna's relationship with gopis is material, we keep wanting the cycle of birth and death. There. So when Krishna was with his queens, though with his wife, but is always remembering the Vrajavasis. And queens will wonder, अरे हम इतना सेवा करते हैं, हमें नहीं सोचते भगवान, गोपियों को पुकारते हैं, कहाँ पर? वृंदावन. Now if somebody's wife is sleeping with him and the husband is chanting somebody else's name, that will be the last day in the home. But the wives got a curiosity, what is the love of the Vrajavasis for Krishna that he remembered and feels so much absence. So they did a meeting. So one day they did a meeting and they called Subhadra Mai and Rohini. Because these were the two characters who were common in Vrindavan and common in Dwarka. So Subhadra Mai so Subhadra Mai, she was become a gatekeeper. Because if Krishna heard the story, he will go to Vrindavan, never come back to Dwarka. So by hearing about Vrajavasis, they will lose Krishna and Balram. So gatekeeper was put. So Subhadra Mai was the gatekeeper. And Rohini was giving a class. Rohini Mata was giving a class to 16,108 full city. But the problem is when the Vraj Katha happens, everybody gets absorbed. The Subhadra Mai was doing gatekeeping, but at the same time, Subhadra Mai was hearing about the Katha. And when hearing the Katha at the back gate, she got into ecstasy. She get into such ecstasy, she forgot all the thing that happened. And now, Krishna Balaram came. So wherever Katha Vrajas happened, naturally Krishna Balaram will get attracted. And when Krishna Balaram came, and they saw Subhadra in such ecstasy, they said, "Kya ho gaya?" And they also start hearing their own Katha. And started hearing the Katha and the love of the Vrajavasis, how much separation they are feeling from me, they went into ecstatic trance. And Jagannath's eyes broadened. His face became very bold. Hands and legs came inside. And same happened to Balaram. And both Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra was in such an ecstatic trance. And that time Narad Muni came. And when Narad Muni came, Narad Muni asked, "Lord, please show this form to everybody in this world," and you come. And though this pastime happened the previous kalpa, but Lord manifested this form as Jagannath Baladev Subhadra for the benefit of all people. By the request of Narad Muni. So this form of Lord Jagannath is about ecstatic. When Krishna becomes ecstatic, he becomes Jagannath. Especially after Rath Yatra, Jagannath goes to Gundicha. And it says, taking darshan of Jagannath once in Gundicha is like compared to 1,000 times taking darshan of Lord Jagannath in Srimandir. Because there Gundicha represents Vrindavan. And Jagannath is in Vrindavan doing pastime with the Vrajavasi. So his mercy is 1,000 times more when he is in Dwarka. And Shri Mandir is compared to Dwarka. So whole this pastime of Snana Yatra, Rath Yatra have a very deep significance when we go and see Lord Jagannath there. And by mercy of the Lord, same Jagannath is over here. We also have Snana Yatra, we also have Rath Yatra. Only when we know this Katha, we can actually understand the mood of Lord Jagannath and worship him in sadhana bhakti there. So what lesson we learn from Uddhava, learning the lesson कि Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the path of Kevala Bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the path of Kevala Bhakti there. And Srila Prabhupada made it very simple, this path of Ananya Kevala Bhakti to Krishna with it. So when we follow the sadhana bhakti very seriously, the way Srila Prabhupada has given, morning program, doing Mangal Aarti, chanting 16 rounds, hearing every day Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srila Prabhupada books every day, going out for preaching there, and just doing all of our activities to please Krishna. Sansiddhim Hari Krishna. So when we think we have no other goal in life except to please Krishna, whatever we do, whether it is our duty or our service or our Krishna consciousness, the devotee who wants a path of Kevala Bhakti is only one desire: how can I please Krishna? And that's what attracts Krishna. What attracts to Vrajavasis, what attracts Krishna to Vrajavasis is they have no other desire than to please Krishna. They only just want, how can I please Krishna? And they are ready to do anything in their life to please Krishna. And whole of our sadhana bhakti, whole the mode of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is how to please Krishna. So when we have that mood, keeping the teachings of Srila Prabhupada as center, not our false ego in the center, the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters in the center and trying to do our services, that what will please the Lord, that mood is of Jagannath, that mood is of Vrindavan, and that attracts Jagannath, and that makes Jagannath mad after his devotees. So we also can become dear to Jagannath as the Vrajavasis if we have no other desire than to please Krishna. There. So whatever we are doing in our bhakti, we should think, I am doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. And we should live our life according to that principle. Sansiddhim Hari. There. So when that mood prevails in our life, like we are making this garland, Mataji is making this garland, or whatever seva we are doing for the Lord, even our duties, even the duties of household life, person should think that I am just doing it for pleasing the Supreme. There. And that is the mood of Vrindavan. Yeah. So this is the story. Now another story comes about how this Katha, how Jagannath appears in this world, and this story comes in Skanda Purana. You want to hear the story from the Skanda Purana? So what happened in Skanda Purana, it mentions, see there are 100 years Brahmaji lived. The first 50 years, the deity was Neel Madhav. So one time Brahmaji was praying to the Lord, Lord, enough, I don't want to create material world again. You take all conditioned souls back to Kadak. And that time Lord showed him the form of Neel Madhav. That anybody goes to Neel Madhav will become liberated. When Yamaraj hears it, he gets in tension. If everybody becomes liberated, what will I do? Nobody will come to my abode. Meri seva chhin jayegi. So Yamaraj went to pray that to Lakshmi. Lakshmi said, that's not possible. Here to, hamara rule hai. But he said, but Lakshmi said, don't worry. King Imbyum will come and that time Jagannath will come. But beyond this area is your jurisdiction. But in this area, and when Yamaraj went in the Rohini Kund, one crow just touched the Rohini Kund in front of Neel Madhav, immediately attained Sarupya Mukti, 400 form. So that is the glory of Neel Madhav. So now this king Indradyumna, he was the emperor that time, and he wanted to see the form of Neel Madhav, and he sent his minister Vidyapati to see. And this Neel Madhav was worshipped by the Sabara Jati. The Sabara Jati who sell pigs. Their profession was to sell pigs, and Lord Neel Madhav was worshipped by them. So this Vidyapati went and met them that I want to see Neel Madhav. I want to see Neel Madhav. And then this Vidyapati, this Sabara Vasu, he took Vidyapati along the path. And it was a dense forest, Ekamra Vana. And he took Vidyapati to that. And when Vidyapati saw the form of Neel Madhav, he nearly fainted on it. Such a beautiful form. It doesn't look like a deity. It looked like Lord is personally standing there. And he heard, and he could see that the devatas are coming and offering the different bhogas to the Lord and things. And then it was the evening time and they came back. And then Vidyapati thought, and then Sabara served him a feast. And such a feast he never ate. From where you get? Oh, these are the remnants of the Lord. Whatever devatas offer to Jagannath, we bring that and eat it. And because of eating it, we never get old. We live for 10,000 years. Sabara was telling. And he's telling, Vidyapati thought, better I stay here only. I don't want to go anywhere. I have come to the spiritual world living with Neel Madhav. And then he said, maybe can I go to my king and tell if he permit? And Sabara was saying, king will come, but he will never have darshan of Neel Madhav. It is a prediction. But don't tell the king. So this Vidyapati goes to the king in the room and then talk about it. I saw Neel Madhav, please come. And Vidyapati says to whole kingdom, take all our kingdom and go and make a new city near Jagannath Puri, near Ekamravan. We will go there and make a new city and every day take darshan of Nilvana. But one problem happened. While they were on the way, the king of Odisha came and said, Gadab ho gaya! One Andi came and covered the whole place with dust. Now Nil Madhav is not accessible. And king started to cry, how unfortunate I am. I have come to give up my life, come to live my life at the lotus feet of Nil Madhav disappeared. And he's telling to Narad Muni, I have made all these people relocate for nothing. What had happened? Narad said, have Sanyam. Lord Brahma already told me that there is a great task to be done through you. You do 1,000 Ashmed Yagyas and again Lord will appear. And Narad Muni got a deity of Narsinga Dev. And then King Indyum did 1,000 Ashmed Yagyas. Even the Devtas, Indra and others came. And he took permission of Indra. I don't want your throne, don't become competitive. Let me do 1,000 Ashmed Yagyas. And Indra blessed him. And he did the 1,000 Ashmed, because recently only Prithu episode had happened. So he did 1,000 Ashmed Yagya, and at the last Ahuti he was not certain whether he will be able to see the Lord or not. Narad said, don't worry, give the last Ahuti. And the moment he did the last Ahuti, he got the vision of the Lord in Shetadev. He gave the vision of the Lord with 400 form in Shetadev. And his servants came and said, one big tree had come with 4 branches. It's very effulgent. Please bring. And when a divine voice came, that this tree, Daru Brahma, has appeared. And one carpenter will come and carve the form for 15 days. Nobody should see it. And then, of course, in that also there are 2 versions of the story comes. In the one version, he is not supposed to open the door. But after 15 days, the door stopped, the work stopped because the sound stopped. And he thought maybe the carpenter died or what happened. He opened and he saw the deities all unfinished. He started crying. Oh, because of my foolishness, deities are unfinished. And then a divine voice comes. No, this is the form Lord has appeared. You paint them and worship the Lord and not learn. And that's how Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And the first Lord that when had come, the Daru Brahma, was the Amisha of the Lord. That's what Narad Muni told. And then Narad Muni told, why not? I'm going to call Brahmaji to install the deity. You till the time you make the temple. And then the man said, I want to go and personally invite Brahmaji. Now their problem happened. Now he made a very big temple. And said, Narad Muni wait. And within less time the temple got built. But going to Brahmaloka is not an easy job. Of course, he had a chariot which will run on the speed of mind. So he and Narad Muni both said. But the only problem when they reached Brahmaloka, and already by this time Indu Maharaj had become a Jivan Mukta. By the time they reached Brahmaloka, Brahmaji was singing a Kirtan. And he did not get an appointment. An appointment became some 15-20 minutes late. And by the time Indu Maharaj met Brahmaji and said, please you come. Brahmaji said, oh, by the time you met me, that when you came to the first Manvantara, now second Manvantara has already started. So many Divya Yogas have passed by. This is proof of Einstein's theory of relativity. तो ब्रह्मा जी वहाँ 15-20 मिनट हुए थे, थोड़ा भगवान को ब्रह्मा जी कीर्तन सुन रहे थे तो थोड़ा डिले हो गया. अब यहाँ पर आए तो एक मनवंतर. तो फर्स्ट यू गो, नाउ अनदर किंग इज रूलिंग. You first go and get hold of the temple, then I will come. Then again they went. And by the time, what had happened, one Gala king was ruling. And some other deity was put in the Jagannath temple. And then they take out the Radha, Madhav, the deity of Lord Narayan, and put in the temple beside. And the main temple, then they installed the deity of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. So from the original place where he did Ashmi Yagya, where the deity was formed, the deity traveled on big chariots to the mandir. So the day of the installation of the deity is called Snana Yatra. And the Rath Yatra travel, a lot goes to Gundicha. So basically, this like every temple has their inauguration day, so Brahmotsav day, when the deity is installed. So Snana Yatra is the Brahmotsav of Lord Jagannath there. And on the Snana Yatra, when you put pots of water on Lord Jagannath, Jagannath does a special leela. He gets sick for 15 days. And for 50 now, those who have come for taking darshan of Lord Jagannath are very fortunate today. Why? For the next 15 days we cannot take darshan of Lord Jagannath. Now only Netrosar day, after 15 days we will have darshan of Lord Jagannath. So Jagannath gets sick. Why? Lakshmi is always complaining, you don't give us time. So Jagannath said, okay, okay, I get sick now, all time for you. And during those 15 days, Jagannath is giving only kadas, cheese and health diet, sick, like health prasad. So you can take the remnants of the prasad. And then because of the water, the paint of the natural paint on Jagannath faded away, so he is again repainted. And then after 15 days come Netrossav, and he said one who sees Jagannath on Netrossav is a special mercy of Lord Jagannath upon the devotee. And then Jagannath goes on Rath Yatra, which is actually going to Vrindavan. So first Jagannath satisfies Lakshmi so that he can go to Vrindavan. So 15 days he gets sick, exclusive time to Lakshmi, so she doesn't create problem when he wants to go to Vrindavan. And then Jagannath goes to Vrindavan to Gundicha Mandir. And this is the beautiful Leela of Lord Jagannath. So when you are doing this Abhishek, the Snana Yatra, and when the Snana Yatra happens in Puri, the Lord comes out by Pandi Vijay in carrying in there, and Lord comes on the Ratana Devi, and the Ratana Devi, the Lord is there, and then bathed with hundreds of pots of water. And the water which comes, it's very special way they bring the water from the forest, where even one place is Sona Kua, another they bring from the forest where even animals parchai doesn't go on the water. And the Savara Jati people only do the Abhishek of Lord on his Snana Yatra there. And after Snana Yatra, Lord gives darshan. And there's a story behind Gadavesh. One time king brought a scholar who was a devotee of Ganesha. So he wanted to see, and he came to Jagannath temple and saw Ganesha is not there. So he went. Then Lord came and said, come, I will show you Ganesha Vesh. And Lord actually showed the Ganesha Vesh to the that see, I am Ganesh only. And that's how the Gadavesh started of Lord Jagannath there. So very, very special how Lord is ready to reciprocate with his devotees. So much is the mercy of Lord Jagannath. Of course, time is not there. One story is there of time. They are ready. They are ready. So there is a story of Jagannath Mahaprasad. How special is Jagannath Mahaprasad? Probably on the day of Rath Yatra, we may in the story or some other time, that how Jagannath that Mahaprasadam is so rare. It's actually by Parvati did tapasya to get. So Parvati wanted Jagannath's Mahaprasadam. So what happened? Lord Vishnu had told Lakshmi ji that don't give my prasad to anybody. And then all devotees were very unhappy. But Narad Muni went and tried to Lakshmi. So he said, Narad, you have come, what you want? He said, you can't give me what I want. Tell me what you want. He said, please give me Mahaprasad. Then Lakshmi had a tough time to get Mahaprasad from Lord Vishnu. But Lord Vishnu said, okay, okay, Narad Muni can give one time the Mahaprasad. And Lakshmi, and God. Then Narad Muni went to Kailash. And Shivji said, Arey, Mahaprasad lekar aaye, to mujhe nahi di. Then one particle was remaining. Lord Shiva took it and he danced. Then Parvati cried, "Arey, you took Mahaprasad alone, don't give me." Parvati became angry. And then Parvati did tapasya. And then Lord Vishnu come and said, "You want Mahaprasad, take." "No, I don't want alone, I want for all my children." And then he said, "Yes, I will come as Jagannath, and my prasadam will first offer to you, Vimla Devi, and then it will become Mahaprasadam. And even dogs will get my Mahaprasad. Everybody will get Mahaprasad there." So this Mahaprasadam is so special of Lord Jagannath there. Lord's whole mercy is there in Jagannath Mahaprasadam. Jagannath Mahaprasadam ki jai, Yatra Mahamotsav ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So let us thank Prabhuji for his wonderful by loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.